Welcome to this workshop where I'm going to teach you how to make a dancing dress in about 5 minutes. So of course you need the right equipment, the right things on hand. I will show you in a second. And because it's Christmas, I will be wearing a Christmas hat and also my winter socks. Alright, so first off is choosing your fabric, and I'm going to use this velour, which is not too heavy. It's very colored. Of course, it's Christmas colors, and it rounds nicely here in the ends, which is why I don't have to do any sewing. So the plan is to do a long piece of green and a long piece of red for the top, and then make the kind of skirt foundation with green, and then make a little belt with the red. For this dress you need 3 measurements. One is the length from where you want your skirt to be, and then all the way down to how long you want it to be. So from the hip to the floor, or your ankle, or however long you want it. Then you want the measurement around your hips, like this part where your hip bones are, or if you want it higher or lower, again, just use the measurement that you want, depending on how you want it. And then you need the measurement of your breast, just one of the breasts, like this, around, like how big is your breast, how much do you need to kind of to get it all around. So that's the 3 measurements that you need, and write it down because it's gonna be a little bit easier. So if you want for future reference, it's a very good idea to kind of write your measurements down. I have done it like this, so I have the measurement of how long am I, or how tall am I from the shoulders and all the way down. How long do I want the skirt to be, like how big am I around the butt and the wide part of the hips, and how long or wide am I around the hip bones. My kind of my waist, just above the waist, my under the chest size, width. I've actually made one with bra, but depending on whether I'm planning to wearing a bra under or not, that will differ a little bit. So yeah, but a very good idea if you're planning on doing a little bit more clothes in the future. It's a really good idea to have these measurements. So this velour has a stretchy side and a not very stretchy side. So for this dress I'm going to make the hip part, the upper part, the wide part, on the not stretchy side, because if I make it on the stretchy side, it's going to be it's not gonna stay, it's going to keep stretching. So I want it on a part that's not stretchy, so it stays in place. So when I have done the measurements, I'm going to take a way too long, I'm going to make it very, very, very wide, because I'm not gonna do any sewing. I'm gonna put it together with pins and things like that. So I want there to be enough fabric that I can do that. Okay, and so depending on how you want the dress, you can cut it. If you want the lower part, you know, the part with your at your feet, you want it to be a little bit more round, so that when you dance, it's gonna flow out a little bit. You can cut it like this, so it's gonna be wider down at the feet. And what you do is you take even more fabric, and then you cut. I have put it doubled here, so then I would just cut like this, and then it would be wider at the feet. So when I turn, or if it's a little bit short at the hips, so I have a little bit more covering the legs, I would do that. So now we're getting to the cutting part, and if you don't have enough room at your table like me, then it's a lot better to put it on the floor so you have a lot more room. So when you know kind of how much you want around the waist, then you measure how long you want it to be at your length and how wide you want it to be at the end. You can put pins in it if you want to make it easier, but I'm kind of a free styler, so I'm gonna do it, especially with this one because it's just a simple easy one. I'm gonna do it in freehand. Okay, so for the top I also want a piece of the green, and I want one long piece, so the measurement that you did of your boob earlier you're going to use here. Hi. With doggy. Hi. Hi. So I am going to start with the red piece of fabric, the velour, and I want that to be kind of a belt over on top of the green. So I want it like all the way around. Then I'm going to tie it, or I'm going to put a pin in it or something. So it's going to be a long piece here. The only thing that you can kind of measure is how long you want it to be. So I think I want it to be like covering my butt, so I'm gonna do the measurements from all the way down here, and then I'm gonna make the length after that. So however wide you want to make it, all depends. Okay, so again I want the firm part to be the width, and then I have made it double, and I actually want it a little bit longer in one side than and a little bit increased in the side that I'm going to tie it. So I'm going to make it a lot shorter here, and then I'm going to take it out down here, so I kind of get that get a little difference there. So for the top piece is again, I want the firm part, I don't know what it's called, to be the length, So we measure again here, the other side here, your boob, how long, how wide you want it, and then we do the cutting. Alright, so now I got all of the pieces and now we're just gonna put them together. So now I'm going to try on the skirt. And so I've made it very, very wide here, and which is fine because I could just put it together here and then I would have a full covered skirt, and there would be plenty of room to kind of to dance around because it's still open here. I could also, if you don't want it to be as wide, you could also cut some of it off, and then but still I would advise to make it like a cross like this. And then I'm gonna put safety pins in both sides to make sure it stays, and probably a few more because it's really important that it stays. If your butt is big enough, it will. Okay, so now I actually have the green skirt done. Now you can't see the button, the bottom, but I can show you that in a second. So then we had our, or my belt, little belt here. So my plan was to do this and make a little nice bow here. And then you have the down bottom skirt with belt ready. So for the top, I am wearing a bra right now. You can wear a bra, you can also do it without. I would do both. So I have the two long pieces, and now there are a million ways I could do this. My pieces are a little crooked in the cutting, so the green one is much longer than the red one. If I want to, I can cut them so they're even, and it would all be nice, but now I'm gonna play around with it because I love doing that. So there are several ways to do this. I could like make one of them like a base and just take it like around and around here, so we have this nice base, and then I tie it in the back. I'll probably do like this, right? And then I have this nice red piece. So, and again, you can do this in so many ways. I could start from here, from the back. Make sure I got the right piece, and then just have it like this and tie it in the neck. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just showing you a few of the options. So like this. I could also start it in the back, make a little knot turn thing, and like this maybe, and tie it in the back. Just remember to adjust so it looks nice, but that's another way of doing it. And like again, there are so many ways of doing this, so play around with it. I could also use the red one as the base, and then the green one around, tying it. I'm gonna do a few more with that here. So I could have tied it up here. Make sure the right side is up like this, and then I could have tied it here, and then made the red one kind of base here, and then I would have the green one in the back. So this is why I love doing it like this, because there are so many options and you can do, I mean, like 30 or 50. Last time I made a video from the same piece of fabric, I made like 30 or 50 different ways of doing it. So you can also do it like this, and then make it up here, and then put the red one somewhere on top. You could also just do this one and then not have the red one on top. But I'm gonna try something different, because that was kind of what I was imagining when I was thinking about this. Is because they're different colors, I'm gonna tie them together in the end here. So I'm gonna have one long, very long piece here, and then I probably take the green over here as the base. Again, I like to have kind of a base that covers up everything here, especially if you're not wearing a bra, but also if you are. And then there are so many different ways of doing this. You could do it again like this, one over the other, here and here, and you could like that. Now it's nice. Make sure you adjust it, and then you could tie it here in the neck. So I could also, I'm just gonna reach them in the back, and then I could tie them here in the front and make a nice little bow here, and then you have something again completely different. So that's why I love to play around with this. I could also do like this and then tie it here somewhere. Oh, so like this, and now I have a nice, very easy sewing less dress. And just to put the cream on top, I'm gonna put the hat on again. So there you go. Now I have a nice Christmas dress.